Do you call your boyfriend daddy?
Well, today, you guys voted, and we're going to do Lana Del Rey. Oh, I know. Y'all been asking for this topic for like 10,000 years. Allegedly, she has had a lot of filler in her face. I mean, oh my, she has. She's like, oh, I've always been very pouty. Girl, it is 2019. So to me, that is the pathology of a drug user. That's kind of cool that she's like playing this character that she invented, kind of how Lady Gaga does, you know, some artists like that. But then I talked to other sources, and other sources said something very different. They said that at multiple Emmy parties, Grammy parties, Lana showed up allegedly, so out of it that they thought this was her last night on planet Earth. What could she have been on? Could have been, I don't know, sugar? Could it have been too much caffeine? Could it have been opiates? Who is to say? Who is to say? So if you don't want to be inside your name, inside your face, I think it's pretty plausible to assume you are willing to import a drug to transport you completely out of your life and out of your mind, right? So if we're looking at Lana in that sense, everything she does kind of adds up, right? And therefore, all the things that she sings about, the drugs, the sugar daddies, it perhaps is not a character. It is perhaps more accurate. And you know what? Let's just say that everything is fine with her. Things did not used to be fine. She used to date G-Eazy. But let's talk about who she's dating now. Oh, it's this old dude. I can't remember his name now. I will look it up by the time I post this video. He is a cop. He's a full-time cop. He's also like a host of a show. He's also like something old. I don't know. Don't break a hip falling off a curb, whatever. And they've been seen out and about in Central Park. She looks happy and cute and whatever. He looks, you know, old and handsome and old. And
so let's read this statement. First of all, yeah, I have to do it on my laptop. Look at how big I had to blow it up. I have perfect vision, by the way. I had to blow this up to like 250% because she posted this thing on the grid. You can't post it on stories like a normal person so we could read it. She posted it in like size 2 font, gray wobbly text. I'm like, I had a migraine by line 3. So she said,
question for the culture. Now that Doja Cat, Ariana, Camila, Cardi B,
do not come for Cardi B,
Kalani and Nicki Minaj and Beyonce,
you didn't need 2 ands, you just needed another that's fine,
have had #1s with songs about being sexy, wearing no clothes, fucking, cheating, etc. Can I please go back to singing about being embodied, feeling beautiful by being in love, even if the relationship is not perfect, or dancing for money, or whatever I want, without being crucified or saying that I'm glamorizing abuse? 6 question marks. I'm fed up with female writers and I'm fed up with female writers and alt singers saying that I glamorize abuse when in reality I'm just a glamorous person.
Okay, Elizabeth.
Singing about the realities of what we are all now seeing are very prevalent emotionally abusive relationships all over the world.
Okay, grammatically that was all over the place and it's making me crazy, but we're gonna soldier on.
With all the topics women are finally allowed to explore, I just want to say over the last 10 years, I think it's pathetic that my minor lyrical exploration detailing my sometimes submissive or passive roles in my relationships has often made people say I've set women back 100 years. Let me be clear, I'm not a feminist, but there has to be a place in feminism for women who look and act like me. The kind of woman who says no, but men hear yes.
Okay, that's a lot to unpack in just that little sentence, but
the kind of women who are slated mercilessly for being their authentic, delicate selves, the kind of women who get their own stories and voices taken away from them by stronger women or by men who hate women. Okay, I've been honest and optimistic about the challenging relationships I've had. Newsflash! Storm emoji. That's just how it is for many women. And that was sadly my experience up until the point that those records were made. So I just want to say it's been a long 10 years of bullshit reviews up until recently, and I've learned a lot from them, but I also feel it really paved the way for other women to stop putting on a happy face and just be able to say whatever the hell they wanted to in their music. Unlike my experience where I even expressed a note of sadness in my first 2 records, I was deemed literally hysterical as though it was literally the 1920s.
Okay, first, they're just, okay. Anyways is not a word, Lana. You know how I am about grammar.
Anyways, none of this has anything to do about much, but I'll be detailing some of my feelings in my next 2 books of poetry, mostly the second one with Simon & Schuster. Yes, I'm still making personal reparations with the proceeds of the books to my choice of Native American Foundation. which I'm very happy about. That's awesome. And I'm sure there will be tinges of what I've been pondering in my new album that comes out September 5th. Thanks for reading. Happy quarantining.
This was a wild ride from start to finish. Wild ride. Here's what I have an issue with. She thinks that she has been dogged. I'm not trying to like deny her reality, but it's weird to me that she thinks that people had an issue with her singing sad songs. Have you heard of, I don't know, country music? All our songs are sad, bro. They're all fucking sad. And have you also heard of the emo movement? I don't know. I just think that's weird that she's like, if I express sadness, I'm hysterical. I was like, Tammy Wynette's not hysterical. Carrie Underwood sings about taking a baseball bat to people's cars. Like, I don't know, but maybe that is what people have told her. Again, I'm not this like hardcore fan that I've listened to the backlash. I also think it's weird that she said all these reviews until recently. Okay, so people aren't saying that now? It's like she's digging up something from the past. The whole thing is just weird to me because it seems to come out of nowhere. Like, I don't understand what precipitated this statement. Is it that she's pissed she's not at the top of the charts? Is she trying to drum up publicity for her album and her poetry thing? Like, some people were like, you know, the fact that she plugged her album and her poetry books, I don't need poetry from any celebrity. Can we just stop there? We are good on celeb poetry. I'm okay. I don't think it's super appropriate for a glamorous, pretty rich white girl to say, I don't have the same opportunities as a stripper who grew up in the Bronx. That just kind of strikes me as not ultra accurate. Lana, you can write and sing songs about whatever you want, but she added, she's not done. And my last and final note on everything.
And my last word after like 7 billion words before, okay.
When I said people who look like me, I meant people who don't look strong or necessarily smart or like they're in control. It's about advocating for a more delicate personality, not for white woman. White woman. Thanks for the Karen comments though, very helpful.
And then she used the hashtag fuck off.
Okay.
So she seems upset. So Lana's faced quite a bit of backlash for this, and she did not go gentle into that good night. Nope, not at all. Let's read, Okay. So the big backlash was like, why did you only pick women of color? Because I thought that too. I was like, oh yeah, all these women are, I mean, Ariana is a woman of tan. I wouldn't say she's a woman of like actual color. I don't consider her like a, I don't know. Is she? Do you guys consider Ariana a woman of color? She's Italian. I'm Italian. Come on. So she did not appreciate comments of racism. She said,
I fucking love these singers and I know them. Hashtag that.
I don't know why you hashtag that. Is
why I mentioned them. I would also like to have some of the same freedom of expression without judgment of hysteria. There you go.
Then she said,
Bro.
Lana, okay, let's stop there. Lana, you can't say I'm a glamorous woman and then say
Bruh.
Would Dita Von Teese, the actually most glamorous woman in the world, would she? Bruh, this is sad to make it about a woman of color issue when I'm talking about my favorite singers. I could have literally said anyone, but I picked my favorite fucking people. And this is the problem with society today. Not everything is about what you want it to be. It's exactly the point of my post. There are certain women that culture doesn't want to have a voice. It may not have to do with race. I don't know what it has to do with. I don't care anymore, but don't ever
Bro?
call me racist because that is bullshit.
I think she's right. Like, not everything is about what you want it to be. If we're a Lizzo feminist and we see a Lana feminist and we're like, ugh, she's setting us back. She's so submissive. First of all, how she lives her life does not affect how you live your life. It doesn't. But you could argue the point. It's like, well, if she's validating toxic relationships, she's creating more toxic men out there. I mean, you know, that's a point to argue for sure. She kind of drew that conclusion too. She's like, it just seems like she's mad that like every single person on earth doesn't love her. And I was like, yeah, you know, it's weird that she is taking this sort of victim narrative. I know a lot of you guys suggested the topic of victim narrative. It's weird she's taking this victim role. Like, do you think people like Cardi B is without detractors? Like, do you think people don't have a shit ton of horrible things to say to Cardi B? But when they do, it's a word that starts with N, okay? It's not like she's sad and hysterical. That's an H word. We're talking N words for these women who you named. Like, do you think people haven't said bad shit about Ariana Grande? Like, it's weird that Lana, she kept saying 10 years in this industry, 10 years in this industry. But
Beyonce's been around a while, okay?
like, yeah, you've been in this industry. Girl, you know that these other women haven't exactly had a walk in the park.
Cardi was a stripper, for God's sakes.